My name is Sammyak Sakhare. My roll number is 21AG30034 and my section number is 10. This is my second DIY assignment and I am going to assemble and disassemble computer system unit. So this is the computer system and you can see that it is working. Now I am shutting down the system and now the computer is turned off. So now I am removing the power plug. Now I am going to disassemble the computer system unit. So first of all I am removing all of the plugs from the computer system unit. These are the different views of the computer system unit. So now I am removing the screws. Now you can see this is the power supply unit and this has been removed, as you can see. Now I am removing this case. So this is the power supply unit. This is hard drive and I am removing it now. This is hard drive or HDD, as you can see. Now this is the CD player and I am going to remove it. So this is the CD player and I am going to remove first its connection. This one, this. So I have removed it. Now I am taking out the CD player. So this is the CD player, LG CD player, as you can see here, and this is the hard drive. And now this is the power supply unit, as you can see here. Now this is known as motherboard, and this is the CPU heatsink fan, and you can see here the blue chips. I mean this blue chips are the RAM installed here. Now I am going to remove the connection of the HDD, as you can see. So this is actually the SATA cable, as you can see here. This is the SATA 1 cable. So I am connecting it again to the HDD. And the other one cable, it is connected to the power supply unit. This one is coming from the power supply unit and join it here. So I am joining it. So I have joined it. Similarly for the disc player. This small one is the SATA connection, and the other one is coming from the PSU unit, power supply unit. So I am again connecting them also. This is the SATA cable, as you can see here. This is the SATA 4 cable, and this is going to be connected in the CD player. So I have connected it here, as you can see. Now for the power cable, this one. Now this is also the power cable coming from the power supply unit. Now I am going to connect it to the this CD player. So I have connected it here. This is the motherboard, as you can see, this one, and this is the heatsink fan. This is the heatsink fan, as you can see, and below it lies the CPU, that is the central processing unit. Chip is there. This is the USB cable. This is the HDMI port. This is the VGA display unit which is connected to the monitor, and these are the USB cables, and I think this is Ethernet cable, and these are the different audio jacks. One more connection is left. This is the power supply unit, and this is connected here to the motherboard also. Now this is the OTD or CD-ROM, or simply CD player, and it is a device that uses photodiodes to detect reflecting lights, and uses a laser to read or write data. So now coming to the SATA cable, it is its full form is Serial Advanced Technology Attachment. It is a standard connector with 7-pin interface, as you can see here and here also. Now the computer chassis. This is the computer chassis. So it serves as a way to mount and contain all the components inside the computer, like motherboard, hard drive, etc. And this is the CPU heatsink fan, and it is basically used to cool the CPU and prevent its overheating, as CPU is just the CPU heat fan is generally made, and below it lies the CPU, and the CPU is also known as the brain of the computer, and it is one of the most important chips of the computer, and it is generally made up of silicon, plastic and copper. Now coming to the RAM, as you can see here, this green part, and it is a piece of hardware that allows data to be accessed randomly. Its main function is to store the data temporarily, and it is generally made up of transistors and capacitor in an integrated circuit. And this one is known as the motherboard, and it connects and transmits signals to and from peripherals like our keyboard, mouse, monitor, etc., and it is generally made up of fiberglass and copper. Now this is the power supply unit, or PSU. It takes AC voltage and converts it into low regulated DC voltage for the internal components, and it is generally made up of transformers, rectifiers, filter and regulator circuit. And now coming to the last part, this is the HDD, or hard disk drive. It is the main storage of the computer system, and it stores data permanently, and it is basically flat circular plates made of aluminum or glass and coated with a magnetic material. So now I am going to do all the connections and see whether the PC is working or not. So this is the power supply cable. I am connecting it to the power supply unit. So I have connected it to the power supply unit, as you can see, this one, and you can see the light is glowing, and if I turn off the power button, then LED will not glow. You can see it turned off. Now it's again glowing. It signifies that power is coming to the motherboard, as you can see from here to this pin. Now one cable is connected to the monitor. This is the VGA cable. This I have also need to be connected to the power supply unit. So I am going to connect it now. As you can see now, I have connected it. Now the last part is giving power supply to the monitor. So I have connected this, and this is going here, and this. So both the display unit and the computer system unit are given power, and these two, I mean display unit and the computer system unit, are now connected via the VG cable. So now all basic connections are done. So now you can see the system has started. You can see the fan is moving, the light is blinking. This light is also. Now the final part remaining is to again assemble it. So now I am assembling it. First I am turning off, then I will assemble it. First I am going to mount the SDD in its position. So I have put the STD here inside. Now I am going to fix it by putting nuts inside. So I am tightening it. Now I am putting the CD player in its position. So now I have tightened the screw. It's now putting the PSU, PSU, power supply unit, in its position. I am attaching the SATA cable again in this CD player, and this one, power supply one. So I have attached both the cables, as you can see, to the LCD player, I mean CD player, and now I have fitted the power supply unit, and now I am going to tighten the screw. Now you can see I have tightened these 4 screws. Now connecting the power cable. So finally assembly is also done. You can see the PC is running now also.